Hi everyone, my name is Peter Cap and welcome to Peter's No Cap History, the show where I combine my loves of history and fantasy to give potential points of inspiration for aspiring fantasy authors, writers, and world builders. Today we're going to be talking about another weapon, or should I say a weapon type, polearms. Now this is a very broad term, but I feel like pretty much any polearm could use more attention, so I'm kind of talking about it as a group. You've seen polearms in all sorts of media, you just didn't know what it's called. It's a type of weapon that you can see pretty much anywhere from European battlefields to like Asian ones. From the naganatas of Japan, the grandals of China, the glaives of the Mongols, the baldishes of the Russians, and the halberds of Western Europe. Polearms can be found everywhere, and there's a few reasons for this. Most polearms can trace their origins to agricultural tools. Think of it from like a pre-industrial time. Polearms have way less metal because, again, the only metal you have is on the head of the weapon. It has distance, which keeps the person safer. The idea of torch and pitchforks, there's a reason why it's pitchfork. We're talking about farming tools that were used. So as a result, you don't need that much training to use like a polearm type weapon because it's not that much different from the farming many of these people were already doing. Just like the sling before, a polearm is actually a surprisingly good weapon for a pragmatist, for your character. And again, there's a stupid amount of variety of how you can do these things. I like glaives because of how sleek they are. Halberds are probably like one of my all-time favorites. There's something just iconic and intimidating about a halberd. Another favorite of mine are billhooks, also known as gizzarms. I've made it a point to not bring up my own fantasy story god shards in these videos for the most part because I don't want to toot my own horn. However, it is relevant to this discussion because I want to show an instance of me putting my money where my mouth is. Elizabeth here uses a gizzarm. And I went with that for a reason, because out of all the polearms, gizzarms are not exactly common ones seen, even more than usual, and I just like how this weapon is. I feel like it would be most prudent in order to explain what's so awesome about a gizzarm. I'm going to let Elizabeth herself do the talking. I have a scene in Godchild's Realms and the Nephilim where Elizabeth explains why she likes using a gizzarm. The gizzarm is a flexible weapon. It has a hook, great for pulling riders off horses or moving combatants where you want. I can stab, slash, and swipe, all while not even moving my arms too much. It has range too, more than any sword. Its blade isn't too large like a halberd, but it's more functional than a spear. It's sleek, precise, and pragmatic. The best kind of weapon you can wield. And yeah, many polearms are designed to counter cavalry and knights. That's why many of them have hooks, or some other way of entrapping a rider to pull him off. Fun fact, King Philip Auguste of France during the early 1200s was actually pulled off his horse by one of these gizzarm weapons, and it literally took a French knight sacrificing himself for this king to survive. Yeah, it was that close. Weapons like that are very potent. Besides the idea of wanting a character to use a weapon like this to show how pragmatic they are, how down to earth they are, if I can just be like a little child for a moment, I think these weapons just simply look cool. I'm making a point when I cut to pictures of these weapons, you're seeing a different one every time. There is a stupid amount of variety, and I feel like it's something you should consider for your characters. Okay, so that is all for now. I will see you guys next time.